Okay, time for a new video, and whether you're somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, therefore I apologise in advance if I stumble over my words going forwards, and indeed if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well, if there's any lag, anything like that at all. Sadly it can't be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2021 related video here on my channel. We are one day away from the grand final of the 2021 Eurovision Song Contest taking place at the Ahoy in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Last night, at the time of recording this video, the second semi-final took place. Another 10 nations progressed thanks to a combination of jury points and public points. So there will be 26 nations in the grand final, but only one winner. And again, that will be determined through public and jury points. The juries will vote this evening, the public tomorrow night, in what is set to be a long but fantastic, enjoyable show to watch. In this video, I'm going to briefly go through semi-final 2. You might have seen my live reaction to the results. Thank you very much if you did and left a comment, much appreciated. So I am going to go through last night's proceedings a little bit, not in much depth, purely because I've spoken about the songs so many times already now. Then I'm going to take a look at the running order, which I have already seen, because it was released a little bit earlier than I thought it was going to be last night. So I have seen it, I just haven't really analysed it, I suppose. Then I'm going to go along with the running order and tell you my thoughts on each performance again a little bit, and then my very rough prediction for the grand final results, which I should say took me all of 15 minutes at about 11:30 p.m. last night. I'm filming this in the morning. I haven't been awake a terribly long time. My voice isn't great either, so do bear that in mind. Let's make a start. So, yeah, hopefully the quality's not too bad. Song 1 last night was San Marino. Now the emphasis here was very much on Flow Rider. There he was. He didn't sound too bad doing his rapping. Senate is the lead though. I thought she started off maybe a little shakily actually, but then grew into the performance. This is colourful, it's fun, it's up-tempo. We had pyro, they were on the runway bit at the end. And at the time, I thought this was really great. But maybe because it was on first, it just seemed to be, in the end, quite forgettable for me. I don't know about you. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. And I should say links to my social media pages in the description as always as well. But yeah, I sort of forgot about this quite a bit. And watching it on TV, I don't know, because I wasn't there in the arena, but I don't think this got the biggest cheer of the night either. But anyway, Adrenalina, fine stuff. Almost certainly going to do great things for San Marino this year. It's going to be their best result to date, surely. Song 2, Estonia, Uku Suvista, the lucky one. Coming after San Marino was tough, and this just felt very plain, very static. Uku was alone on stage. He sang reasonably well. We had the stormy scene on the backdrop, which then turned to red towards the end, which was very effective. But there was nothing really to grip onto, if you see what I mean, with this performance. It just all felt perfectly fine, but nothing more. And it needed that little extra kick to really stand out. We never got it. And I have a bit of a soft spot for Estonia every year. It's a shame this is out, because the studio version and the live versions really aren't too bad at all. It just wasn't memorable enough. Song 3, Czech Republic, Benny Cristo with Omega. Studio version of this song, great. Music video, also terrific. But live, I don't know what happened here. I mean, in the rehearsals, he just didn't sound that good, in my opinion. It's almost as if he was holding back for the night. And then last night was the night, and it still felt as though he was holding back. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe his voice isn't that strong at the moment. I really don't know. But it wasn't as strong as it needed to be, not at all. And also just the general aesthetic, the whole look of this performance. I wasn't really into it in the end. I think this could have been stronger somehow. And after that performance, I think most Eurovision fans would have said, yeah, this isn't the year in which the Czech Republic go through. So, they're out. Song 4, Greece, Last Dance, Stefania. I thought she sang quite well. I thought she looked pretty good. There is choreography to this. I mean, if you're in the arena watching this, it looks crap because it's just green screen. On TV, it looks pretty good. I don't know whether it's extremely effective. I don't even know if they really needed to do this, which I know I said in the previous video. I don't know if it's wholly successful. The song itself, though, is a very credible pop effort. I do like the song, always have. I don't know if it's going to do incredibly well in final. My prediction's coming up, remember. But this was always going to go through, I think. Song 5, Austria. Well, this was just a wonderful surprise. I thought it was a very strong performance. Vincent Bueno with Amen. He sang this very well in his smart black outfit on that podium, strip of lights behind him. Not a whole lot going on stage, but there didn't need to be. I just thought this was really lovely. Very touching. He was very emotional at the end. I do think this was probably a jury qualifier, but the public votes let him down. Then we have Poland. I don't want to say this was a car crash, but it was going that way. Rafał with the ride. I mean, I'm not a professional singer, but I could tell that he couldn't really sing this song terribly well. In the second chorus, he was just trying to interact with the crowd rather than singing, which I thought was quite a telling sign. And towards the end, when it sort of goes into that higher pitch, if that's the right term to use, he just wasn't able to hit those high notes. It all was dated and flat. Studio version's alright, but live it just wasn't working. The dancers were doing their thing, but Rafał, I don't know. I don't know if he felt wholly comfortable on stage either. But anyway, Poland's gone yet again. Song 7, Moldova, this is through. Some Eurovision fans are on the fence, but I thought the cheeky nature of this track would be enough. Plus, it's Filip Kirkorov, sprinkling his Eurovision magic everywhere, probably having a quiet word with some jury members. Who knows? Let's not speculate. But anyway, Sugar is through. That music video and that staging. I mean, there's a bit of disconnection there, if that's the right word. This needed to be a little bit wackier in a good way on stage. Instead, we've just got Natalia in a sort of white dress, male dancers in those black outfits from the music video, admittedly, on a rotating platform, this rotating pink cube on the backdrop. It's all very dull. This is a decent pop song, but it's just dull. It doesn't stand out enough, and I'd be amazed if this finished above 15th perhaps in the final. I really would be. Anyway, Song 8, Iceland. Now, of course, they had to use the rehearsal clip because Dadi and Gagna Magnet are self-isolating. 10 years is just a lot of fun. You could see on Dadi's face a little wry smile at times. He was having a great time. The choreography all works. It's very vibrant. It's unlike anything else this year. It stands out so much. Whereas Moldova is cheeky, Iceland is playful. You know, they just want to have a bit of a boogie on stage. Really lovely, can't complain, always going through. Song 9, Serbia. Well, this was so fierce and so powerful. There wasn't a lot to this performance, but it all came together really nicely. The vocals weren't too bad. I'm glad they didn't forget about that and just go, you know, all for the choreography, because there is a rather, you know, extensive dance routine, I guess, for this one. So the vocals could have been shaky, but they seemed okay to me. Then they're on the runway, really going for it, powerful stuff, black outfits, and the crowd responded warmly too. I mean, I said it before, I'm surprised this was so low in the betting odds, and now I think it's still fairly low out of the 26 we have left. But this is on course to do reasonably well tomorrow night, I would say. Georgia, Song 10, Tornika Kipiani U. Well, he sang very well. Towards the end, really going for it. Thought he was going to burst a blood vessel. But otherwise, really quite forgettable. I use that word again, but it's so true. There just wasn't enough about this to remotely stand out from the field. Georgia out again. No final since 2016. Albania, Song 11, this is through. I use the word powerful again because this was, and Shella looked great, nailed the vocals, interacting with the smoke. We had this sort of teal colour and then reds. Really nice job. 3 finals in a row for Albania with 3 songs in Albanian, which has to be praised. Portugal, Song 12. Well, this, I don't think it is right now, but it's up there. It certainly was last night after the results. This is a serious dark horse. 2 weeks ago, no hope. Now it's in with a shot of doing quite well. The Black Mamba, Love Is On My Side, the first Portuguese entry entirely in English. This is soulful, relaxing, beautifully done. Starts off in monochrome and then the screen widens up and he moves on to the runway as well, and we've got that figure on the semi-transparent LED sort of moving along as the lead singer moves along. This was just so lovely. It's repetitive, but it's lovely, and I think the juries might have gone big for this. Bulgaria, Song 13. This was great, albeit maybe a little dull. Growing Up Is Getting Old by Victoria. I just loved the final third of this track, where the lights behind her sort of rise up, and then the a cappella bit at the end. That was really great. That's maybe one of the moments of this year's contest for me. I just love how much passion she's pouring into what she's singing. And her voice was good, and she's atop that cliff-like structure. There's the sand, the photo of her and her dad. Everything's coming together really nicely, but I don't know if this really has that memorability to it. Finland, Song 14. This was a little bit messy. Maybe a bit messier than I wanted it to be, but still very strong. Flashing lights, smoke was there, pyro, I can't even remember. But this was a job well done for Blind Channel and Dark Side. Announced last. Great result for Finland, going to do all right in the final. Latvia, Song 15. Well, this was just, like Estonia earlier on, a bit plain. Not much happening on stage. Samantha in green, dancers in green with visors on. This sort of swirling, golden, treacle-like effect on the LED screen. This type of song, I think, would have just been somewhat brushed aside by the juries. This sort of trap beat. No, I can't imagine many jury members appreciated that, for whatever reason. Public maybe a bit more. Let's not forget Amin Atako wrote this, who did very well in 2015 for Latvia, and wrote the song that qualified for Latvia in 2016. But this time, no final, yet again, for the Latvians. Switzerland's through, Song 16. I'm not sure about the whole finger gun thing, but it's great that he's not behind a piano and that they're trying something a little bit more artistic and avant-garde. This was really good. Vocals, mwah, they were just absolutely tremendous. And towards the end, with that wall of flashing white lights behind him, everything was looking and sounding absolutely on the money. This is a contender. Let it be known that this is a contender to win. Wonderful stuff. And then Denmark to close the show, Song 17. This was great, very charming. It was on the borderline for me. First Danish language entry of the century. It's out. Hopefully Denmark will send more songs in their own language sooner rather than later. Fire Flamme. Plenty of energy for this one. An 80s homage. And I suppose by the time the final song came on, I think maybe most viewers had sort of made up their mind as to who they were going to vote for, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, that's a review of Semi 2. Now, let's take a look at the grand final. And I will be very brief here with my thoughts, because I have spoken about these songs so much. Opening the final, Cyprus. Now, it's worth saying the producers who put together the running order don't know the results. Only, the big guys at the EBU know what's happened. So they approve it, yes, but the producers don't really have a clue. So I assume, obviously they're taking into consideration the visuals, whether it's a female artist, male artist, a ballad, up-tempo, all of that stuff. But they're not really taking into consideration the odds. I'm sure they know, I'm sure they're taking into consideration the betting odds, but they're not taking into consideration the actual semi-final results because they don't know them. The EBU does. But anyway, dearie me, what a raffle. Oh my word, what a ramble. Oh dearie me, you can tell it's early. Cyprus is opening. I think that's a lot of faith in this song. I think being on first is not a damaging thing because this is bound to do quite well. It's El Diablo, Elena Sagorinu. I said it on Wednesday. This is one of the finest performances of the year. It's one of the finest performances by anybody in recent years as far as I'm concerned. Sexy, engaging, there's choreography, the vocals are pretty good. Elena looks like she's having a great time, works the camera really well. We've got Reds, we've got El Diablo, that structure that appears behind her, up in flames. We've got the mirror too for most of this song. Everything is really working very well. It's a great opener to the grand final. Number 2, the death spot, if you will, Albania, for the second contest in a row. With all due respect, as fine as this song is, being on early, coming after Cyprus, that's a little bit damaging. And I think Albania are on course to maybe have a similar result to what they had in 2019. Israel Song 3. Juries will appreciate this a reasonable amount, if anything, purely because of Aidan Elena's vocals and those whistle notes at the end, which she nails every single time. That's seriously impressive. But Set Me Free as a whole, it's just okay. It's nothing that amazing, in my personal opinion. And the betting odds suggest that this is probably on course for a mid-table finish. I haven't even seen my prediction since last night, so I don't know what I've put down. But I would say Israel, you've got to be looking maybe 15th at best. I really don't know. I'm still not a fan of the whole neon theme they've gone for, but that's such a minor thing. Belgium is on in 4th place. I don't know about this one. I think there will be more jury love than public love. Really enjoyed the performance on Tuesday, the atmosphere that this song was trying to give off. Lots of greys, and the artists on sort of little podiums and the camera slowly panning around them. Great vocals, and really a job well done. But I'm not sure there's going to be many votes for this. Who knows? Song 5, Russia. That's fairly early on, but this is bound to do quite well, maybe just inside the top 10. I don't think it's a winner. Manisha, so confident, emerging from the dress. Then she's in that red worker's outfit. There's that really striking, memorable moment where she turns around, sings to these images of Russian women on the LED screen. That's a really standout moment from the whole... Excuse me. A really standout moment from the whole contest. And, I mean, everybody's sort of forgotten about Little Big, haven't they? Who knows, maybe they'll be back next year. But Russian Woman is growing on me. It's definitely never going to be one of my big favourites. But I can appreciate it for what it is. Plus we have lyrics in Russian. That has to be appreciated too. Malta, Song 6. That is a bit of a damaging blow. I don't think Malta's winning. I didn't think so anyway. But now seeing this running order again, I don't think it's happening. You never know. Destiny is so great. 18 years of age, singing marvellously. This is Je me casse. The performance on Tuesday did give me winner vibes a little bit. There wasn't too much to it, really. I mean, there wasn't anything truly amazing going on visually. But it just all came together very nicely. And like I said, Destiny's voice is perhaps the best thing about this. 6th or higher would be an absolute triumph for Malta as far as I'm concerned, but I think they're really in it to win it. Now the running orders come out, I'm not sure it's happening. It might win the jury vote, who knows. Portugal, Song 7, I have a feeling this did very well with the juries, I really do. The Black Mamba Love is on my side, I've already spoken about it, it's a beautiful track, and I hope it isn't criminally underrated tomorrow. Wonderful, it's in the final. Song 8, Serbia. This is so much more striking than Portugal in a way that it might mean Serbia just blows Portugal out the window, if you see what I mean. Yet Serbia, I think we're going to have a bit of a difference here. Not so well with the juries, quite well with the public. The UK is 9. Now this is interesting because we've got 3 quite up-tempo tracks in a row. The UK is sandwiched in between 2 of the others. James Newman with Embers. The staging looks all right. He's got big trumpets on stage. He's got backing dancers pretending to play instruments. If he wears that gold suit, which I saw him wear in a photo the other day, good heavens above, we will finish last. But he's singing this as well as he can. He's really likeable. I wish him well. But compared to all of the other songs, the UK's just there, waiting to be forgotten about, I'm afraid. But it's our most contemporary effort for years. So we are moving in the right direction. Greece, Song 10. So there will be a commercial break of sorts around then, because I know there's some technical bits and pieces going on. But anyway, Stephanie, A Last Dance. I've already spoken about this as well. maybe between 10th and 15th realistically. I think that's a safe bet. Yeah, Greece, it's a fine song. What else is there to say? As we move towards the end of the first half, Switzerland are in 11th. Now, that's not a bad thing. We've had songs win from around that position before. Duncan Lawrence was 12th 2 years ago. Salvador Sobral, wasn't he 11th? Somewhere around there. So it's no bad thing. I think looking at this, the producers probably think Switzerland and then Iceland coming straight afterwards did really well. The Swiss song is on course to do very, very well indeed. I think top 5 is locked on. We wait, we wait and see. Then Iceland also on course to do remarkably well. Might win the public vote. Juries might let it down a touch, but they won't totally dismiss this. I think, again, a safe bet, maybe 6th or 7th overall. Then Spain, song 13. This is fine. It's a very beautiful song. Blas sings it well. He's got that huge moon structure on stage, which I suppose does fit in with the song. It's going to be a very emotional performance for him because I know the meaning behind the song as well, and he sort of touched on that last night when Nikki Tutorials had a chat with him. This is just lovely. It's probably going to be criminally underrated. Shouldn't be. Deserves to do well. Moldova, song 14. Nah. I mean, it won't be disgraced. And then Germany, song 15. I don't know who's going to vote for this. I really don't. Can't see any jury member really thinking that this is one of the finest songs of the night. But Jendrik's having a great time, and this is a colourful performance. And I suppose it does stand out quite a bit. But it's not going to do terribly well. Then Finland. I mean, Finland coming after Germany means Germany, it has to be said, will be forgotten about within 30 seconds. The Finnish performance is so angsty and so in your face, but not like Italy. Italy has a bit more swagger to it, whereas Finland is a bit more, come on, let's get angry. Yeah. Going to do all right. Could be Finland's best result for a long time. Bulgaria coming straight afterwards, song 17, going to do reasonably well. Lithuania, song 18, I think that might have been forgotten about a touch, but tomorrow night a lot of people will be listening to the song for the first time, seeing the performance for the first time. Lithuania does have a diaspora vote, but I've said before, points will come in from all corners for this. It's quirky and engaging. It might be Lithuania's best ever result, but that would mean pretty much a top 5 finish, which might be pushing it a bit. Then it's Ukraine. I mean, what a chunk of songs here. Ukraine, song 19, really cushy place in the running order. This is doing well on Spotify across Europe. It's in Ukrainian. This is frantic stuff, but it really comes together well. Could it win? I'd be surprised. Anyway, after Ukraine, it's France. Now, you could say that means Ukraine is damaged. I don't know. But France, I've seen the performance. My goodness me, this looks great. This looks great, and big cheers too in that video. Barbara Pravi with Voila, very similar to the French national final. The camera swaying in front of her. She's in that sort of bustier outfit. She looks fantastic, sounds magnificent, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful performance. Absolutely wonderful. 21 is Azerbaijan. I'm not sure this is going to do terribly well. Stage feels a bit empty. Vocals are okay. Not much else to say. And then Norway. I mean, there is that sort of love story going on between Effendi and Tix, so they've been put together. How convenient in the running order. Norway, I think, did okay in the semi-final. This is bound to get more public love than jury love. Can't see the jurors appreciating this too much, but we wait and see. The Netherlands, the host nation, we knew was going to be 23rd. I hope this isn't disgraced. This is a very personal, very passionate song, passionately performed by Jongu, who has a smashing voice, and this is colourful, and it does stand out from the field. This is a very credible entry. Might do better than we all think. But then it's Italy, the favourite, song 24. This is the one I'm supporting. I've got my Italian flag now. Maneskin, Zitti e Buoni. Could it win? It certainly could. I mean, this is just amazing, really. It stands out so much. Pyros galore, such energy, such swagger, I use that word again. This is so confidently executed. Public will go massive. Juries, that's where the issue lies. It has to be top 3 with the juries, you have to say, and I'm not sure that'll happen. Sweden, song 25, I mean, oh dear, in between Italy and San Marino. You are done for, perhaps. Sweden, I have to say, this might be the year they don't finish in the top 10. Juries, I can still see dishing out points left, right and centre. But in terms of the public, this might be a bit embarrassing. I don't think it stands out much at all. At all. And then San Marino, open semi-2, closing the final. I suppose they've got to keep the American viewers interested all the way through. And this is a talking point to get things rounded off nicely. It's a good performance. I don't think it's winning. Might finish top 10. Serhat was top 10 with the public, but the jury's really killed his chances. 2 years ago, we might have something similar. Who knows? Anyway, that's the grand final lineup. And what a strong lineup it is. There's a bit of a lull in the middle. Spain, Moldova, Germany, you could say. But Switzerland and Iceland together, that's fantastic. Even though I wouldn't have put them together myself. Then you've got Bulgaria, Lithuania, Ukraine, France, Finland just before Bulgaria. That's a really strong set of songs. And then you've got Italy coming straight after the host nation. So make of that what you will. My prediction now. So this is very rough. It might change. There will be a blog post, all being well, before the day is out. It won't be a long one, but hopefully I'll get around to doing that. So this is by no means final, but I can't see it changing too much. So 26th, I'm just going to do this as I go along. 26th, with a mark of 65.71. What I've done is I've marked each country once again, as I did for the semi-finals, out of 100 in various categories, and then worked out the average. So categories include the odds, what I think the juries will do, what I think the public will do, stage presence, the staging as a whole, vocals, all of that business. So 26th, Germany. I think it's going to be another poor year for the Germans. I just don't see this finishing anywhere higher than 20th, and I've got it down in last place. I think that's a very real possibility. I just, while it's fun to watch, and I suppose you can sing along with it, I've got to be realistic about this. I don't see it doing well. 25th, the United Kingdom. In what is a very strong grand final lineup, the UK will be forgotten about, no matter how good the performance is. It's not politics, like the British media will claim on Sunday and on Monday for sure. It's not political. The song is completely fine. It's not stand out enough. I'm sorry, it just, this year, again, it does not stand out enough. James is lovely though, and I really hope he does well. 24th, Moldova. Now that is quite low, and I'm a little surprised I've got it down there, but hey, 67.85. Yeah, juries might kill this one. 23rd, Albania. I know some of you might think that's a bit low, but again, it's a really strong grand final. Albania are on second. I think getting 100 points overall would be a success in itself. That might happen. That might happen. 22nd, Spain. I think a lot of people might be thinking that this will finish last. If that happens, I wouldn't be surprised if withdrawal talk starts in Spain, which would be quite worrying. But this does not deserve to finish near the bottom. It really doesn't. It's such a beautiful track. And I think juries will give a minimum of maybe 60 or 70. Public, you've got to be looking at about 20, so maybe 80 points overall, which I suppose would be enough to finish about 22nd, which I know isn't high, but still, at least it's not last. 21st, Azerbaijan. That's quite low, but again, I'm not sure this is going to finish above certain other nations. 20th, Norway, with a 70.14. I know he's a big star, but Norwegians can't vote for him. And I think some countries will almost forget that this one's involved. I mean, it's fine. It's very safe. I don't know. We could see a surprise. We could see a huge public mark. But realistically, I think Norway's looking at the bottom half, maybe. Belgium 19th. I think there will be a decent amount of jury support, less from the public. Israel in 18th, a similar story. The Netherlands in 17th. I do think this might actually end up a bit higher. Shouldn't be near the bottom, but somebody's got to be. Django just sings this so well, and I think it's going to be a really lovely performance. 16th, Serbia. I think that's about right, to be honest with you. 15th, Sweden. A bit risky putting Sweden this low, but I don't think it's going to be their year at all. Even with a big jury mark, the public will send Tussa crashing back down to earth. I like the song, I really do, but it doesn't stand out. I know I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but in the recap, this won't stand out. It didn't on Tuesday. 14th, Greece. I think that's about right. 13th, Portugal. Now that is quite high, but I do have a sneaky feeling this did better than expected last night. I think there will be a decent amount of jury love. I don't think the public will totally dismiss it either. I think more and more people are getting on board with it. So Portugal in 13th. 12th, Finland. I mean, Soft Engine, a sort of rock group from 2014, finished about 11th or 12th in Copenhagen. This is slightly different, but in the same sort of realm a little bit. So I think 11th or 12th again. San Marino 11th. I think juries might let Senate down. Then we have the top 10. Lithuania in 10th. I think the momentum is with other songs now, but this won't be disgraced one bit. Russia in 9th. Might be a bit higher, if anything. It's a very powerful track. Cyprus in 8th. I mean, this will do better than Tamta 2 years ago, but not as good as Fuego. It's as simple as that. What a brilliant performance it is. Ukraine in 7th. Could landslide the public half of the results. People are saying that online. But it's those juries, isn't it? And I don't think they'll be quite as appreciative. 6th, Iceland. Again, might be 1 or 2 places higher. I think the win... Yeah, I'm not sure about it winning at all. But certainly high up. Then Bulgaria in 5th. Might flop rather than succeed. I think that whereas Iceland might finish higher, Ukraine might finish higher, Russia might finish higher, Bulgaria might finish a lot lower. I think about Equinox in 2018, one of the favourites to win, finished nowhere. That was a slightly different song. Might happen again though this year with Victoria. I don't know. Malta 4th. Surely there will not be a criminally low mark for Destiny. We know the juries will love her. The public, that is where Malta's fate lies. Switzerland in 3rd, 88.42. It is very close here. Switzerland deserves to be top 5, if not top 3. It's so wonderfully put together. The whole performance. I don't mind the modern dance. Top 2 then. France, number 2. This is going to be so close. I can see France winning. It looks like a winning performance. It sounds like a winning performance. It's ready to go. No doubt about it. Barbara is ready. 88.71. What will scupper France's chances? The public mark. If it's 100 and France has got 300 from the juries, I mean, that's going to be a devastating blow. But anyway, France definitely should be top 5. I've put Italy, I know it's my favourite of the year, but I've got Italy, the bookies' favourite, as the winner of this year's contest. 89.71. The momentum is there. This is doing well on Spotify. More and more people are getting on board with this. There's swagger, I use that word again. There's confidence. They're a young band. They're fresh. It's in Italian, that doesn't matter. Good place in the running order. Such a standout performance. It's going to blow people away. It's going to light up the Ahoy. It is sublime. And surely Italy are on course for the top 3, if not win. The The juries must go big for this. It's as simple as that. Even if there's 300 from the public, 200 from the juries might be enough. Top 3 of both results. It has to happen, or Italy's chances, I think, might be gone. We'll know about 3/4 of the way through the jury results tomorrow night whether Italy's probably going to win or not. So you might see my crestfallen face, and that will be the moment when I probably say it's not happening for Maneskin. But anyway, that's it. My prediction. I'll just recap the top 10. Number 1, Italy. France 2, Switzerland 3, Malta 4, Bulgaria 5, Iceland 6, Ukraine 7, Cyprus 8, Russia 9, Lithuania 10. And the bottom 3, Moldova, UK, and last, Germany. Let me know your thoughts. It's a very rough prediction. Like I said, it might change slightly. This has been quite a messy video. I'm not wholly happy with it. But anyway, I'm going to upload it now. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate all the support. I really do. Leave comments. Leave a like if you so wish. Spread the word about this video if you care. I really don't mind. It's a long week. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes as well. I am still a little bit exhausted. My health hasn't been too good either. So I really am trying to take it steady. But tomorrow night, all being well, I'll be filming my reaction to all of the results. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. And that's all I really have to say. I've sort of forgotten about my cup of tea. Tremendous. Nothing worse than a cold cuppa. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Roll on the grand final. Who's going to win? Hopefully Italy. We'll see. Bye for now. Hopefully the quality wasn't too bad. Bye for now.